All right, guys, welcome back to Tips and Tactics. Today I want to talk about something that I've been calling the SKEWER method, and it's related to the flower method that people have been talking about. So there's been a lot of debate back and forth about the flower method in our coalition, in our Discord group, and so forth. As far as I can tell, though, the key secret here, of course, is move commanding through what you're attacking. So let's talk about that. If you attack something, let's say with a stack of 5 infantry, and then wait a few minutes and attack with another stack of 5, and then wait a few minutes and attack with another stack of 5, so that they're all going to be about 3 or 4 kilometers apart. In other words, so they won't snap back together. What will happen is the first 5 will arrive and attack. Okay, and let's say maybe 4 of them die. There's 1 left over. Okay, that 1 left over is going to attack again in 45 minutes. Then 2 or 3 minutes later, I guess if you're 3 kilometers apart, 3 minutes later, the next stack of 5 joins that 1, but he does not attack. Okay, he waits 42 minutes, right? He's on the same time schedule as the first stack that arrived. Then the third stack arrives at 5. Now you have 11 on site, right? You had 1 left over from the initial attack, then 5 more came in, and now 5 more come in. Now you've got 11 guys there, and they're all still waiting 39 minutes, or however much time has elapsed since that very first attack. Now you could conceivably have, 6 or 7 stacks of 5 all come in and join that army waiting for the first army's attack to come back around again. So you see the problem. This has been a problem that we've been wandering about and trying to figure out. The first person I saw mention something, at least in our coalition, was Benaiah. Benaiah had said he thought that if you attacked through to a position beyond that fortress, and in other words, move attacked instead of attack command, you move command through it, that he thought that worked. So I've put it to practice, and I've been using it a lot. So this is the game. This is the novelty game. If you're not following Cavalry Only, go check it out because it's been a lot of fun. I'm only building cavalry, and apparently cavalry are so OP, like I'm not building any other unit. I'm well into cannon time, and I'm absolutely dominating this game with my with my sort of cavalry only approach. So it's been really, really helpful for me because I need a way to attack with maximum power and quickly clear out provinces, and I'm not allowed to use cannon. So keep in mind, please, if you have cannon, use them in addition to this technique. So let's go ahead and just start clicking and skewering. I call it the skewer because you're attacking through them. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, but I have 36 here. I've got 36 horses. I know, I like saying that. I don't know why. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together stacks of 5 infantry and 5 horses. The reason for that is that any more than 5 of either of those units have to attack from that second row, and they have much reduced power efficiency. And remember, the idea is we want to take down these bunkers as quickly as we can. So let's go ahead and begin with a stack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch me do all of these. And I'm going to move command, and I'm going to skewer through. Oh, if I try on that side, it makes me go. So let me just go this way as close to it as I can. There we go. And I'm moving through. I do need to go ahead and declare war immediately. So I'll do that. And so the first one is through. Now, people have methods of doing this. Since I know I'm going to do this a bunch, let me go ahead and grab 3 more, so 15 of each. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. It's just a little bit quicker. So let's get 15 of these. It's going to be pretty close to here. 15, and then 15 of these. And I'm going to go ahead and move them through to another position. And let's say down here somewhere. It really doesn't matter. And so the reason I'm doing this is all I have to do is go to split now. And I'm going to split off 10 and 10. Meaning that my previous command is going to hold firm for what I just did. So now I'm moving 10 and 10 to here. Again, just through to some other location. And finally, I'm going to split them into 5 and 5, meaning once again that this new command only applies to the last 5 here. So what I've done here is I've skewered through with 4 stacks of 5 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the remaining over here. I'm going to send 3 stacks of 5 cavalry and and 5 infantry, and skewer over here as well. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this video and come back when it hits and show you what happens. Okay, and talk about why it is very, very beneficial to use this method, why it's actually to your absolute benefit to use this method. So we'll be back shortly. For me, it's going to be 8 hours. For you, it'll be just a few seconds. So we'll come back when those skewers hit. All right, hang in there, guys. Be right back. Okay, we're coming back because I've got the stacks set up here, and just wanted to kind of talk about what's going on here. So over here, I just had 3 stacks of 5 cavalry and 5 infantry, and then I believe another 7 stacks of 5 infantry each, because I didn't have as many cavalry, obviously. So you can see what this looks like, and I thought about calling this the porcupine because what it looks like when you're done here. But I called it the skewer because that really helps to convey the idea that you're moving through. Like you skewer a piece of meat, you're moving through it. That's what skewer means. So I'm going to go with that. I'm pretending that I invented this, but this game is 12, 13 years old. Pretty much nothing under the sun is new. I'm sure many people have done this before. But here's the point. Let me go over to the other more massive skewer. I'm putting more people towards this because I feel like there's likely more defenders. So I want you to just think about what happens if you come down just with a giant stack of guys and attack directly into here, like I would have to do because I have no cannon. So I'm pretty sure like the maximum damage you can do with a stack, because the first 5 do 1.2 damage, then the next 10, I believe, do 0.4 damage, and then the next 15 after that do 0.2 or 0.1. It just gets lower and lower, right? So, but I believe in like the most you can ever get with just infantry alone is, I want to say 16-ish, maybe 16.2. And then of course you get points for the cavalry too. But I want to suggest to you here what's happening is, let's just look at one of these stacks of 5 and 5 and see what they do power-wise. So 16.9, all right? So 16.9, and down here I believe I'm sending, can't remember now, dang it. I think I'm sending like maybe 5 stacks like that. So already that's going to be a lot, like 75 damage. But here's where things get nutty. I'm going to be sending in down to here 20 stacks of 5 infantry. Each of those are going to hit with 6 damage. 20 times 6, folks. 120 damage is all going to hit here, all within the same amount of time. Now, let's not forget those 5 stacks like this, which is going to be another, 75. So like 200 damage is going to hit all around the same time, instead of that puny little 16. And then if I don't add in whatever we want for the stacks of cavalry, probably another 25, so 30, and then you'd have to wait, rotate around. So you can see what I'm doing here is landing massive amounts of damage all at the same time. Now, the point being, they're never going to glom back together because they're all headed to different locations. So even when they arrive, they're not going to glom back together into a unified army. They can't, because ultimately the pathfinding algorithm is heading them off to different locations. That's the secret here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and pause the game again. And I'm going to have to set an alarm because I'm going to be asleep when this happens. But I think it's worthwhile to show what happens when it hits. So let's go ahead and pause this again. When we come back, I'll show you what happens when it hits home. It's pretty impressive. All right. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And I do apologize because I forgot that these troops are ranged. So doggone it, they already did hit. I wanted you to see the moment that they hit. What happened exactly. But what we can see here is this is just moments after it did attack. You can see it's 37. These are 38, yeah. So he's got some reinforcements rushing in over here. I was hoping no one would come around this curve. It's such a long way to go on enemy territory, right? My territory is enemy territory to him. It would take him forever to get all the way here. So I didn't leave anybody here. Thinking that I could continue to stream troops in. I do have the 3 cars left over. I had 4 that I had captured early on that can race over very quickly, head anything off. So that is unfortunate. I really did want you to see what happened when they went in. But what you can see is kind of what I described. So remember, is this guy not hit yet? They've all hit. Okay. So remember what we had here coming in was a bunch of groups of 5 and then a bunch of groups of 5 and 5. So you can see each of these has been knocked down by 1 and 1 each. Every single one of these stacks has been knocked down a little. So that's the flip side of this, is that every time you attack, they do get to counterattack. So there's no sneak advantage that you get here. It's fair in all ways. But what happens is you deal a lot of damage all at one time, just massive amounts of damage all at one time. So let's check things, how they're going here. A little glitchy there. Let's see if we can try again. Oops, nope. This computer is not happy. How about over here? Okay. So that's the timer I had set off. I had set to bring me here about 5 minutes early so I could get this attack. And something happened. I don't know what happened, but it did not work out. And I think it is because they do tend to reach there. I had them rush, so let me unrush them. I don't think it matters really. So here's the deal, though. Because each of these stacks is, routed to a different place. You can see the arrow kind of moving around down there as I move this around. Each of these stacks is routed to a different location, so they cannot glom back together. And that really is the point here. So let's see if we can figure it out. We can't see this, but I think there's still a fort level 1 here. Can't see a damn thing because of the swarm of guys here. And it is unfortunate. I know why it's getting glitchy here. Maybe we can look in here and see. Can't do that. One other thing we can do is look at the infantry here that's left over and see if they have a benefit from. No, it's not even telling us if they have a defensive benefit. But it does look like 7 were killed from this stack. Let's check this stack over here. I don't know why there's 2 different stacks. You know what probably happened? No doy. Probably he ran some forward to confront me. That might be exactly what happened. I am not sure. So that's an excellent question. But you can see 12 died here and 7 died here. And the rest of these are all set to attack right around 34. Now, the thing about this method is because you're attacking over and over and over again, I'm not sure how we can determine this, but, I lost 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I lost a significant number of guys. Each of these used to be 5 stacks, right? And there were a couple, I believe, 8 stacks that went in, or maybe I think they were just 1 8 stack, because I just had an odd number, so I just sent 8 in. I didn't have an even 5 to go in, so I just sent in 8. But anyway, you can see with the stacks of 5 and 5 that 1 each got knocked down here, and if I click on it, you'll see those 2. 1 of each got knocked down from them. Over here, this I believe I sent in. Yeah, I sent in 5 and 10. Again, I think just to vary things a little bit. So 2 infantry and 1 cavalry. So this is not reducing your casualties in the first round. Okay, but here's the thing. I feel like this is really, really important, is the principle of overwhelming force. I've talked about it in previous episodes, is I now have 12 and 7, 19 of them will not counterattack next turn. Okay, so the idea of overwhelming force is you smear them in the first round and fewer can return the attack the second round. So in the long run, you will take fewer casualties. Up here, we can take a look at what's going on. Very similar situation. All of these were stacks of 5 and then 5 and 5. It does look like one of my 5 and 5s got knocked down to a 3 and 3. So 2 each got knocked down there. This one is going to allow me to look at the fort. There is a fortress there, but I can see how many are here. So I know for a fact that he is in a level 1 fort. So previously I could not see who was in there. It was a level 2 fort. So I knocked him down a full level in the first 10 seconds of the attack. Knocked that fort down a full level in the first 10 seconds of the attack. Now, my second round is going to be much more devastating because I only killed 5 here, but I lowered the fort by 1 level. That's a very significant thing. So when these guys attack in 35 minutes, 32 minutes, they'll all attack separately once again, and this time the casualties will be much higher because it's now a level 1 fort. So these guys are going to rush over and try to get participate in this battle. They may or may not get there before I destroy everything in here. But again, it's just compounding, because every turn they all attack, all of them. There's none of this crap where you join a stack and then wait patiently while the only army on the field waits to attack again, right? And then any additional reinforcements that come in, they join the stack and wait for that army to make its next attack. So this is a very good way to deliver a lot of power quickly. So I wish I could. I guess I could. I think I told you I sent in 20 stacks of 5 over here. Stacks of 5 attack at 6 each. So 20 of them, that means I did attack with 120 force. And again, if I'd sent all of them, if I'd sent all 100 infantry by themselves, remember after 40, they don't add to the stack. And I believe 16.2 is the maximum power of an infantry stack. So instead of 16.2, I did 120 damage. So that's why the fort got knocked down 1 and maybe 2 levels. That may be, frankly, I think this isn't glitching. There's just nothing there. I think I did knock it down 2 levels. I attacked with a lot more power down here, by the way, than I did up here. And in part foolishly, because I just thought this would be more heavily defended. But I think he's actually defending all 3 of these pretty equally. The AI tends to do that. Really tends to stack fairly balanced borders, especially since these 2, I guess, are borders to 2 other countries here. But I'm leaving this really kind of oversized stack over here. Let's go ahead before I finish up this video, because I think you've seen everything you need to see. Let's go ahead and just one more time, just demonstrate this method. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and send in, this again is a level 2 fort. So let's just go ahead. Oh yeah, I think probably the best way to do this, definitely the best way to do this, is go ahead and just attack through. Well, what the? He just does not. Oh, because that's an ally. Well, it's not an allied, but it's not. I'm not at war with this country yet. So you know what? I don't want to be at war with 2 countries at once. Let's hold off on that. There's no point really, because I already showed you. You just move through to different positions outside of the country. When you attack in, they will not glom together. They will all individually attack. So all of these are going to attack. You can see 29-28. This guy over here, 29-29. This one over here, 29-22. So they're all going to attack within sort of the same, 5 to 6 second window. And they're just going to deliver incredible amounts of power. Let's just look at one of these stacks of 4 and 4. So that has 11.8 power. So in addition to whatever all these infantry stacks are delivering, again, instead of 120, they did get knocked down. So maybe 100, right? So I've got 2 of these, so that's 120. And then I've got 3 of these, so that's 130. And then I've got this guy here with 15. So I'm attacking with 145 power every turn. So it's a way to deliver devastating power very, very quickly. Now, I think in a future sort of situation, we might try to attack with the flower formation, which is this formation, only attacking 1 at a time. Problem is, I can't see the advantage to that when attacking. I can't see the advantage to attacking 1 at a time. Maybe someone in the comments below can tell me why that might be advantageous. To me, as long as you're maximizing the attack value, which means up to 5 infantry and up to 5 of the cavalry, then you're doing what you need to be doing. You're maximizing each round's attack value. I've talked about it in the past. The dream team in terms of maximum attack power would be 5 infantry, 5 cavalry, 5 tanks, and 5 heavy tanks. That would be fun. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could throw in 5 armored cars, although they're just not that great at attack. Still, they are still maximized with the first 5. That would be a pretty powerful little punch. And if you could put together 10 of those teams, it would be fairly devastating. It'd be a nice little punch in the face. I think it'd be attacking at about 22. And then if you add in those armor cars, maybe like 25, 26. And then again, if you got 10 of those, we're talking 260 instantly. 260 damage instantly. And not exactly instantly, all within, 5 to 10 seconds as they all land and attack individually. So I love this attack method. I've been using it this whole game. Just to let you know what's going on in this game, this is my cavalry only game. The only thing I'm allowed to build is cavalry. And because of that, I'm having to use sort of uh, advanced tactics because I don't have cannon to attack into these forts. So let's take a minute and see how I'm doing so far. Oh, first place, ladies and gentlemen. And not just first place, but like devastatingly in first place. The next highest player is my ally, and then East Libya is AI, has gone AI by now. And I'm going to go ahead and conquer through there. And eventually, of course, you do end up attacking into the New World. So Southern USA is really my nearest serious competitor. And, you know, this game has been, I'm over 3 times more powerful and developed. So using this tactic all game long, the skewer has been working really well, really well for me. So I recommend it. It's been great. I do think I will go ahead and test the flower. And the flower, by the way, is the exact same thing. You just one by one move command them beyond to different locations beyond the city you're attacking. All right, thanks for checking in, guys. This is one of my favorite new tactics I've been using a lot, the skewer. I hope it helps you in the future. So adios, amigos.